In a big boost for Hindu-Muslim MoU, RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat backed a mutual agreement on the controversy of a Gyanvapi mosque in Uttar Pradesh's Varanasi. Bhagwat in fact said, and I quote, "We had special devotion towards some places and we spoke about them, but we shouldn't bring out a new matter daily. Why should we escalate this dispute? We have devotion towards Gyanvapi and doing something as per that. It's all right, but why look for a shivling in every mosque," is what Mr. Bhagwat said. Reinstating the sanctity of courts, Mr. Mohan Bhagwat also said that if people are unable to find a path through mutual agreement, people should approach the courts. He added that whatever the court decides should be acceptable, as our judicial system is pious and we should not question it.
ज्ञानवापी के बारे में हमारी कुछ श्रद्धाएं हैं, परंपरा से चलती आई, हम कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, परंतु हर मस्जिद में शिवलिंग क्यों देखना? अरे भाई, वो भी एक पूजा है, ठीक है, बाहर से आई है, लेकिन जिन्होंने अपनाई है वो मुसलमान, वो बाहर से संबंध नहीं रखते, ये उनको भी समझना चाहिए। यद्यपि पूजा उनकी उधर की है, उसमें वो रहना चाहते तो अच्छी बात है, हमारे यहाँ किसी पूजा का विरोध नहीं, सबकी मान्यता और सबके प्रति पवित्रता की भावना है, परंतु पूजा वहां की होने के बाद भी वंशज वो हमारे प्राचीन सनातन काल से चलते आए ऋषि मुनि राजा क्षत्रियों के पूर्वज है। ठीक है, प्रतीकात्मक कुछ हमारी विशेष श्रद्धा थी, ऐसे स्थानों के बारे में हमने कहा, लेकिन रोज एक मामला निकालना नया, ये भी नहीं करना चाहिए। हमको झगड़ा क्यों बढ़ाना है? अपनी संविधान सम्मत न्याय व्यवस्था को पवित्र सर्वश्रेष्ठ मानकर उसके निर्णय हमको पालन करने चाहिए, उनके निर्णयों पर प्रश्न चिन्ह नहीं लगाना चाहिए।
Sanjeev Unial, RSS supporter, joins us on this conversation. Dr. Lubna Kamal, Empire Media panelist, is also here with us. Professor Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, is also joining us. Guru Yogi Shivan, spiritual leader and founder of Indimasi, also joins us on the program. Last but not the least, Pavan Sinha, Hindu Dharm Guru, is also joining us on this all-important conversation. Professor Nalapat, if I can start with you, sir, and if you can hear me.
Of course.
Professor Nalapat, you know, what Mr. Mohan Bhagwat said is perhaps the message at this point in time that the country can definitely use when it comes to equanimity and peace.
Well, I'd like to say that, yes, I completely welcome this message. And I'd like to say that for more than 20 years, I have been pointing out that, let's not forget, there was a very brutal partition of India in 1947. And that partition was allegedly on the grounds of religion. And that partition has left a deep wound on the psyche of people across the subcontinent, including in India. Now, what happened? Jawaharlal Nehru, his attitude towards the Muslim League and the Hindu Mahasabha before independence was completely the same. He opposed both vehemently. But after 1947, he continued his attack on the Hindu Mahasabha. But somehow, where the Muslim League was concerned, he changed his attitude. Now, I can only surmise if this had been the case before independence, would there have been a partition or not? But that's gone. The reality is, this wound is there, which is why more than 20 years ago, I did say that, look, this wound is there, it cannot be ignored. And in my opinion, that was my opinion at that time, and I hold on to it, there are just three holy sites of the Hindus that are supremely important: Kashi, Mathura, and Ayodhya. And if these three holy sites are restored to what they were in pre-Aurangzeb days, what they were during the days of Jahangir, during the days of Shah Jahan, then that will ensure that this wound in the psyche is healed. The Sarsang Chalak is absolutely right in saying it is utter nonsense to go and start a whole chain of disputes in a lot of locations and try and roll back history. You know, the moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. And that is Omar Khayyam, and that is history. So the reality is, I believe our Muslim brothers and sisters will have no problem in just the three holy sites of the Hindus, Kashi, Mathura and Ayodhya, peacefully returning to them. And in my view, there should not be any fourth side. This nonsense, as Dr. Bhagwata said, of looking for a shivling in every mosque is absolutely destructive to the peace of India. And frankly, it is also destructive to a reconciliation between Hindus and Muslims, as will allow these three holy sites to be what they were pre-Aurangzeb. We need the cooperation and we need the love and trust of our Muslim brothers and sisters for an amicable resolution. All that Dr. Mohan Bhagwata said is absolutely correct, and I'm glad that he has said it openly. He has said a long time back, if you remember, the DNA of every Indian is the same, irrespective of faith. Whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Sikh, a Buddhist, a Jain, the DNA is the same. And this is in that context. So I'd again like to add, I'm very happy that the RSS Sanchalak has made this statement. And I do hope that all these hotheads who are talking of opening disputes all over the place will take a lesson from this.
Absolutely. Mr. Sanjeev Unyal, if you're here with us, and if you can hear me, sir. Mr. Sanjeev, if you're there with us. Mr. Unyal, if you're there with us. Okay, there seems to be a problem with this connection. All right. Mr. Pavan Sinha, if you can hear me, sir.
I'm here only.
All right. Okay. All right. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I'm hearing you very clearly.
Okay, great, sir. Well, you know, it's a very accommodated and a very large-hearted message which has been put forth by the RSS Sanchalak. He's gone on to say that the disputes are perhaps not the only perspective that should be brought out when something like this, something as sensitive as this, you know, is in the forefront of every Indian today. This is the kind of message that we need. This is the kind of thinking that needs to be propagated, because the other equation, the other side to this, peaceful message is not very pleasant. Is that your thought as well when we look at this message in a holistic manner?
Yeah, this speaks volume about the integrity, the depth, the open-mindedness of this oldest NGO, which is almost 95 years old. The Sarsang Chalak, the chief, the president of this organization, is so flexible, so open, and so kind-hearted that everybody will surprise. On one hand, somebody might have a different view about RSS, but Sarsang Chalak ji what said is really, it's eye-opener for others also. He said that we are not there for 30,000 masks to go into and look into and search where are the shivling, where are not. So this is a very alarming situation, because 30,000 masks is to be raided, then going to Archaeological Survey of India and going the courts, and law and order of the complete country will be disturbed, and one direction going to become the Vishwa Guru, and other direction we are in the litigation, we are on the roads. Two communities, two faiths are on the road. Although he is saying clearly that DNA of every Indian is the same, irrespective of their faith and religion. So when our ancestors are common, then undoubtedly they are brothers. We all are brothers. So you see, what sort of vision is this? So it always talk about integrity, consolidations, and always they talk about join. We should be together under one roof, under what we are different branches of a same tree. Speaks volume. That's why I'll say this organization is always salutable, and everybody should come into the umbrella of this organization, come to know exactly what is the vision and what is the view of this organization. Because Sarsang Chalak is the most authoritative person. If someone says, no, we'll go to, if RSS man says, could be a worker, could be my type of worker going only once in a one bloom in the RSS Shaka and saying, no, we'll take 30,000 temples back from Muslims. Aurangzeb has done so many cruelties against us. So this is not fair. Sarsang Chalak is the most authoritative person to speak, the mouthpiece of this organization. He said clearly, it speaks volume. There is very clarity in the views. No, we're not going to take 30,000, 35,000 mandir on which has been could be built on the mosque, and we'll look search for the shivling inside. But we'll follow. Let 2-3 mandirs which open candidate Dwadash Jyotirling is one of the Gyan Vapi Mandir is one of the Jyotirling out of Dwadash Jyotirling. So it's very important. Ayodhya has been again by the Supreme Court for India verdict there in the Doldam or Ayodhya Mandir is going to become in the years to come. And open-mindedness of Muslim Bhai also, they have come forward. No objection is there as far as Supreme Court ruling is there. So Gyan Vapi Masjid and Kashi or Mathura, these Ayodhya, now Gyan Vapi and Mathura is more. So he is not saying you have to adapt it, but we should sit on the common platform amicably, mediation, conciliation, and while talking, doing samvad with each other, we can sort it out very easily. This is the ambition. I'm very happy that the highest NGO RSS is one of the oldest organization, and WHO said in his number of times or in his newspaper, in his terms, in his gazette also, WHO has clearly said this is one of the oldest organization, one of the highest number of people are member of this Rashtriya Samseva Sangh organization, and the chief has got this type of clarity of views, salutable. I ought to salute, and every Indian do salute to the RSS organization.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Pavan Sinha, if you can hear me. Mr. Pavan Sinha.
You are loud and clear to me.
All right, Mr. Sinha, very valuable advice also being, delivered there by the RSS chief. Also hailing, also telling people that if the courts come up with a decision, all we need to do is just follow and adhere to what the courts say. They are pious, they are pure in their decision making, and whatever they decide is going to be not only right, but it's also going to be in favor of the balance that both the sides are looking for.
Yes, RSS chief is a very valuable person for Indian politics also, whether or not they are into politics directly, but indirectly they influence politics, and particularly the situations which are going on nowadays. The statement of him is very important. The first thing he says that Hindus and Muslims should come closer, and there should not be any animosity between the two. Second thing he says that pathetic events have already taken place long back when invaders invaded India, and but now the situation has come, the time has come when amicably both should sit and resolve. Though this seems to be a little doubtful whether his dream to resolve the issues amicably will come true, but still there is no harm to hope that both the parties will sit together and resolve the issue. Actually, this should happen in any civilized society. We should sit and talk and deliver, and amicably we should deliver it. The third thing is what Nalpatji has said very rightly, that there are certain important things which are directly appended to the faith of Hindus. They should be transferred to them, but we should then forget about everything, and we should restart our life, because there are so many challenges India is facing, Indian society is facing, Indian youth are facing, and we should focus more on those challenges. They include from security to unemployment, to education, to economy, to Kashmir, and etc. So we should focus on them more. So these 3 or 4 institutions are very important from the point of view of faith, and which can be amicably resolved. But at the same time, his statement can be a stopper to all those people who are now has started digging their temples to find out mosques to find out temples beneath the mosques. I think it is impossible, and we cannot do this, and we should not also do this. Every country has a very long history, and particularly a country like India does have a very long history, and we cannot dig every part of the history. And let peace prevail in our society.
Okay, Dr. Lubna Kamal.
Actually, this is
Dr. Lubna, the RSS chief also went on to say that there are detractors, there are people who are trying to stoke this particular situation and create dissent between the two communities. He also advises the Muslims to, in fact, look at history. They were all converted. He's saying at a point in time in the past, they were all Hindus. So there is no need to look outside of India. They have to stay in India. They've been a part of India. They've been part of the ecosystem. All they need to do is just get along.
Exactly that. This is what we have been discussing on NewsX since a very long time now. All these points Mr. Bhagwat has made, and I cannot agree more with him. And now I would request actually the Muslims to solve this Kashi, Ayodhya and Mathura issue very amicably, so that there's harmony, there's peace. And all the rest of the 44,000 sites, I feel personally that there should be either meditation halls over there or schools or universities, so that we can end discussion over them for now and forever. Actually the previous speaker was saying that everyone should join RSS. So I would like to tell that I joined RSS in 2014 or 15, but I was actually invited only to the meetings where there were females only. So they were not the proper meetings, which actually, I was upset because of that, and I repeatedly complained that I'm not being invited to the proper meetings. Why is that so? Because if I can go to a mosque to pray, then obviously I would want to go to a proper RSS meeting instead of just attending the female ones. There is this, since Nalbat sir has mentioned Nehru and partition and everything. So I would want to say that my grandfather was a very strict kind of Maulvi in Allahabad, but he joined Congress rather than Muslim League, and he opposed partition. So that is how Muslims have been, like that. So many Muslims of India are still like that, who love their motherland. And so that is how we should solve this, the rest of the issues.
But Dr. Kamal, he's also requesting the Muslims and the Hindus at the same time to respect the court's decision. There have been instances in the past where, the decision of the courts has been frowned upon.
Yes, actually, see, there are hate mongers everywhere. There will always be people who would be stoking controversies. So they'll find one way or the other. But then there is one more thing I would like to mention, because masjids are waqf properties. So if I want to hand over Kashi to someone, to a Hindu brother, I cannot do that. So there is a procedure to it. The court only can do that. So that has to be, obviously that has to be followed.
Okay. Guru Yogi Shivan, if you can hear me. Guru Yogi Shivan, if you're there with us. Okay, perhaps not. Professor Nalabat?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It's always good to see your smiling face. It's encouraging whenever you're on the show. It's a very important message that has been given by the RSS chief, and it also perhaps is going to put to rest, the grand feeling that perhaps, the Muslim community has about how the Hindus feel when it comes to Kashi or Mathura or Ayodhya also. He's also put things into perspective when he says that the law of the land has to be followed regardless of the community. Religion is important, but so are our roots.
That's exactly what you said is correct. And Shri Mohan Bhagat also given a wonderful encouraging message. What I'm saying is there should not be a separation of Hindus or Muslim or Sikh or Parsi. What we have to do is there must be a mining. Now in Gyanvabi, Jnana Vabi, it's clearly Sanskrit Jnana Vabi. Vabi means the well. We have to dig it. Where? The digging must be done in our intellect. That is what is called manana. This ancient wisdom is encouraging or entertaining everybody through the practice of yoga. Yoga means union between our intellect and instinct. Egam sat vipra bahuda vadandi. Hey children, why are you feeling the separation? In essence, we are all one. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. This is what is modern science says. exactly what our ancient wisdom told us. If we dig our intellect, we will come to know Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. If I want to offer Saukhya, Sukha to someone else, first I should find that comfort from within. This is what our yogis said. See, now everybody is talking about Hindu. Who is a Hindu? The person who can bring his mind into a point, bindu, hakarena bahriyadi, the hum, the prana can be merged into a bindu is Hindu. There is no other difference. Everybody can do that, where our intellect will obliterate the limitations of the senses. So we will feel the infinite energy. That is the symbol of Shivalinga. Everybody is holding a Shivalinga, you know that? See the head. See, in Indian tradition, everybody will put 3 lines over here, even Shaiva Margis. And in the center, they will put 1 vermilion spot. What does it mean? You have Jagrat, Sopna, Sushupti, conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Go beyond it. Bring your mind back to a bindu. There you will come to know Shiva, what Shiva Linga. Linga means it's a symbol. You go to a temple, then you worship the Vigraha. What does it mean? Visheshena grahyade idi Vigraha. So when you see something, an idol, that idol must be containing a particular message, idea, which can take you to the infinite existence. That is the meaning of the Linga or Vigraha. Then in Gita, it is clearly stated that idam shariram kaundeya kshetram ithyabhidiyade. Your temple is, your body is the temple. Then why we search for many, many temples? The body itself is the temple. Understand this and educate the whole world. That is the Indian tradition. Now, the whole world is running into a chaotic situation. You know, many diseases, war, then inflations, many, many problems. Why this chaotic situation? Why this restlessness? Because people are losing that comfort zone from within. They are searching for happiness outside. You are not going to find it. So Indian tradition says, through the essence of temples, the essence of Vigrahas, you can reach back to your own self. There, you will come to know Aham Brahmasmi. I am manifesting as this universe. This is the message. Then, if I understand that, I can give that message to someone else. I can provide to somebody which I already have. So this is what India should do. Indians should stand up and speak this language and give to the whole world. And there is no clash, there is no competition.
Absolutely. So you've actually put both the sides into such beautiful perspective that it's common sense to understand that the intellect can be invoked regardless of the community, and the intellect of the courts also need to be respected regardless of which side it favors or it doesn't. In all probability, it is not going to be favoring any side but the truth. Thank you everyone for being a part of this wonderful conversation.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.